Okay, so we're good. I started reading this 3 times,
Uh-huh.
and like I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually read this thing because I'm not that good at reading on a computer screen. I was like,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
I'm just gonna read this thing, and every single time I just get distracted by the amazing art,
I
and
tell
I'm
you what,
just
yeah.
it's
That art is
insane.
sensational.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so you get
this is my webcam, but so I'm gonna have to build a custom tripod or something for it because everything's upside down. I'm gonna have to like, yeah. But
okay.
I
That's
was testing it earlier, talking about this book here.
okay. Now you've got it. There's like a piece of plastic or something that's like,
Yeah,
oh, there, yeah.
there.
No, that's
Is that
good.
better?
Yeah.
All right. So
Oops.
if that's where we want, yeah, I assume that's where we want to start.
Yeah. So you'll have to. I wonder if
Um,
there's a setting like. I don't think you can.
I was just looking to try to find one where I could. I found where I could flip it so it's no longer a mirror image, so it reads left to right. But I can't find anything to flip it upside down,
Can
or flip it right
rotate
side
it.
up rather.
Okay. Well,
It
you'll
is
have to.
it is a cheap camera. I don't know if that's why, but I would think the software in this program would be able to do that, but apparently not. Or I
Oh,
just
do
don't know
you
how to
get
do it.
you get like a software that comes with it there?
I got nothing that came with it, just a cable and the camera itself, and that's it.
Oh,
And I could not get what you call it, um, Windows or Microsoft camera to work on my desktop. So
okay.
I recorded a test earlier with using Substack, and oh my God! Not only was it backwards and upside down, it was like zoomed in so close. You know, I had to do this to
Well,
get
the
all the frames.
backwards, don't worry about the backwards too much because I think that may be just your view.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it still records correctly. Hang
Yeah.
on, let me check if there's a way to rotate the camera
Okay.
in Riverside FM. Side FM. Um, so actually, what you can do, so there's a couple of ways you can do. You can just record it upside down,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing
and
now.
no, I mean like the other way around, so you can see it properly,
Uh
and
huh.
then I'll just use the digital thing to follow along, and then in post I can rotate it. Uh,
Oh, okay. All
yeah,
right. Okay.
that's fine by me, right?
That'll make it a little easier.
It says that you're recording in 1080p, so that's all right.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I carried around wheelbarrows full of dirt today.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
For your job?
Yeah, it's it's just a hobby.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, I like the spring is hitting early here, so I got to do lawn care and stuff. So
Well, I asked because I bought 3 apricot trees recently,
oh yeah,
and I'm planning on planting them either tomorrow or maybe Sunday.
nice.
Yeah.
The there's a apricot tree on our property here, and they grow them in the valley quite a bit here.
Oh, really? So they
Yeah,
do okay in that climate?
Yeah, well, where I'm at is kind of the warmest place in Canada,
Oh, okay.
um, and it's classified as a semi-arid climate.
Ah,
And in Canada, it's like known nationwide for its vineyards and orchards. It's kind of like the California in Canada in that way.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. They do a lot of wine here, and they cherries, apples, pears, peaches, all that, all that business.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I got
What do
some
you?
fruit trees. I got some. I got some fruit last year. One tree, well, a couple trees bore fruit, but one like, and they didn't get very big, but it like bloomed really good with a bunch of fruit on it. It's been about, shoot, when did I plant them? Probably 8 years ago. Most of my trees, and about half of them died, didn't survive.
Mm,
Between the heat and I wasn't watering them enough at first, and had a couple hailstorms.
yeah.
But the ones I got are, um, some of them are starting to bear fruit. Yay!
Nice. It's awesome. What do you do? Do you do you just eat them, or do preserve? Or
I just eat them. Yeah. So, but it's man, it's a trick letting them grow until they're ripe enough to pick without the bugs getting to them. Just like well, of course, I took all kinds of precautions last year, and the wind is so bad out here. I bought these nets to put around the trees to keep pests out,
oh,
and the wind just ripped those nets to shreds,
mm,
and so they were useless. So what I wound up doing was I cut up a bunch of the mesh that were used to make the nets,
yeah.
and I like each place where I found a fruit, I put the mesh around it and I sealed it off with a zip tie.
Oh
And that,
wow.
yeah, that was a lot of work actually because I had so much fruit last year,
That's
and
crazy.
yeah, it is crazy, and it didn't work perfectly on everything. There's only like a few of them that weren't didn't have some kind of blemish on them.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up on an orchard. It was the way they do orchard, as I understand it, is they have the orchard and then they harvest for fruit and stuff, and then they buy another piece of land and plant all their trees for when the current orchard is going to, like, the trees are getting too old. They don't
Uh huh.
dig them up; they just move somewhere else.
Oh. Okay.
At least that was his plan. Um, and so he had started pretty small, and he had like maybe 150 trees or something like that. Not a huge operation, but we just live in rural Canada, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so there was like about 75 apple trees on the property that he sold to my father. That my we didn't have to do anything for him because they were all, what, 25 years old or whatever it is.
Hmm.
And then so I spent all my summers just climbing apple trees and staying away from the bees in the raspberry
Yeah.
bushes,
Right.
and eating apples. And then every once in a while, when you don't actively like care for them, it's every X amount of years you get like a bumper crop or something.
Oh.
That
Huh.
I guess that's how it worked. And then some years were thinner, and we just keep the apples for ourselves. And then those years where they would do great, we'd just have everybody come over and pick however many apples they wanted, and everybody made applesauce and apple pie and all this stuff, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
It's actually a nice place to grow up. Well, at least if you had, friends in nearby. 'Cause-
Yeah, I didn't have those, but it was a great place to grow up. I had a dog,
Yeah.
and yeah, I had a little friend up the road, up Murray Road, they called it, and he came over and I did what I thought I was supposed to do, which was try to preach him the gospel of the Jehovah's Witnesses and something.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know, but I terrified the guy with these, these
Oh,
ideas
man.
about Armageddon and stuff. And I guess his mother called my mother. Was
Oh,
like,
my gosh.
that's, yeah. So Ronald and Jason aren't friends.
Oh, boy. Uh,
But I ran around with my dog a lot in the winter and in the trees, and she was a great like rodent hunter.
uh-huh.
I loved chasing her around. Like she'd catch like gophers and rats and mice and stuff. It was a great time. And I lived next to a river too. My mom let me go down the river by myself. Just don't go in the channel because it's a fairly shallow river.
Uh-huh.
But they had dug out the center so that fishermen could go out to the ocean, right?
Oh, okay.
So she'd say, just don't go to the channel. I went to the channel anyway.
All right. If you didn't want me to go, you shouldn't have told me not to, Mom.
Yeah, and in the summers, all cottages down there, and she'd trust me to not break into people's homes and do stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was it was a good way to get a sense of freedom when you're a kid, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was outside all the time, but so I grew up out in the sticks, and I lived in a lot of different places, but some of them had no electricity, no indoor plumbing, and in a way it was a great childhood. But it would have been nice if I'd lived closer to friends,
Yeah.
and I could have interacted more. But I mean, maybe that's why my imagination flourished, because I had to
That's how I see
entertain
it.
myself.
Exactly. That's my point of view on it. Like, I wrote about it on my Substack a little bit, like, and we didn't have TV most of the time,
Right.
and so I'd go to school and they'd want to play TV tag, and I'd pretend that I knew, right? And I picked it up in fragments, here and there on magazines or whatever it was, conversations. So I kind of put it together, but I also never. It's like I'm not nostalgic for a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's more I'm forward looking. It's like I look at that, and then I want to make stories.
Did you ever see a movie called it was either Stand By Me or Lean on Me? It was an adaptation of a Stephen King short story.
No.
So it was it was the short story was called The Body, I think, and it's about these kids who they learn there's a dead body down at the river or something, and so they get together their sleeping bags and some food and stuff, and they go hiking down to find it.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's this movie made about it, and a lot of people recommended it to me. And the first time I saw it, I didn't think much of it, but actually I watched it a couple times since then, and it's great. It's set in like the late 50s, so this is long before I was born. But what I like about it, and it's a lot like American Graffiti for me. I didn't live then either, but they did such a good job building the milieu, or building the atmosphere, I guess.
Yeah.
It feels completely authentic. So parts of it really remind me of my own childhood out in the sticks. And the friends I had then, of course, they had different sayings and stuff. They had different pop culture references back then, but still, like it seemed real to me the way they pulled it off in the movie. So it's basically about adolescent friendships is what the movie's about, whereas the short story is based on is probably more about the horror of finding a dead body. But so if you ever get a chance, I don't know if you watch movies.
I don't have a TV.
You don't have the physical
No, I don't have like
object with a
no,
screen on it?
no, I don't. I have
Okay.
the laptop, which is kind of lame to
Oh,
watch a
okay.
movie on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you do, I don't know if you do streaming or anything, but it's a it's a movie that's it's nostalgic, and I feel nostalgic for it, even though I wasn't alive, during the time that's depicted there. And I think they did a good job depicting that time. It seems like it's from another time. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like I said, in ways sometimes it reminds me of my childhood, growing up out in the middle of nowhere, because they do kind of walk through out in the middle of nowhere, but they find this old railroad trestle out there,
Yeah.
and they try crossing it at the wrong time because the train starts coming, and but it's mostly the interaction between the characters that makes it enjoyable for me.
Well, the little neighbor kid, he was older than me, and he'd come by. But he'd come by, and next thing you know, my best Hot Wheels cars are missing.
Oh boy.
One of those kids.
Uh,
I had a yellow BMX bike.
uh-huh.
Oh, I felt like I was hot stuff with my yellow bike.
Yeah, I bet. I had a Free Spirit.
Oh yeah, was it one of those banana seat ones?
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot.
With the cruiser handlebars, like the bent handlebars there.
It was so cool. So my parents were still together when I got it. So so we lived in a city at that time, and I was constantly going over to a friend's house to practice riding his bicycle. And somehow, for some reason, they decided to spend the money on it. They bought me a brand new Free Spirit for my 7th birthday.
Wow.
And it had the banana seats. It had like a chain guard, like a
Yeah.
almost solid chain guard, and it had what I really liked about it is it had like this flat tire in the back. Not flat, but it wasn't rounded. Like most of them, it had the surface of it was almost like a racing slick.
Wow.
And I just thought that was so cool. And oh my gosh, once I got that bike, I rode the tires off that thing.
When I got the bike, Mom would let me. By that time, I remember Dad was still working, but Dad got hurt at work. He got his arm tore off.
Oh
and
my
so
gosh.
he couldn't work no more, and they managed to put the arm back on.
Ooh.
But
Wow.
yeah, but still, like, never got like 100%. So at that point, he had been on disability for so long that they just kept it going, and then he got his pension, right? But before that happened, Mom quit work because the house is paid for, and I guess.
Oh, nice.
And so she'd say, well, go ride your bike, go to the store. But the store was like 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers away, something like that, right?
Uh-huh.
Maybe more. Maybe could have been double that. So that was a big ride, for a little kid.
Yeah.
So, but I would go to the store. It was just one, it was like just one road. And then she would have me pick some stuff up, like a quart of milk or some bread or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
And we were a pretty big town. We had 2 corner stores.
Right.
One kitty corner from the other. And the one was Yvan Poirier. So the store's the name was the name of the guy.
Oh.
That was the
small
name
town.
of the store. Yeah. So one was more on the groceries, and one was more on the sporting and hunting stuff.
Okay.
So they both dabbled in fishing gear and stuff like that, but you could tell they kind of there was an unspoken agreement that one guy's going to corner a certain market, and the other guy's going to corner the other market.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember there was a deli, and so you went and got your ham sliced on one end of the aisle, and then you walked down a plywood floor to the other end of that counter, and you got your skates sharpened
Nice. Wow.
while the guy was slicing your ham.
So does everybody in Canada have skates pretty much?
It's pretty common,
And,
yeah.
and cross country skis?
Especially kids, not cross country so much,
Uh-huh.
because in urban settings you can't cross country as much, maybe, because you have to
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
you have
yeah.
to go out somewhere to a trail, right?
That
but-
makes sense, yeah.
Access to a rink, right, is pretty easy in Canada, right? Like I'm in a town of 110,000 here, and there's
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 indoor rinks, and one small outdoor in the winter downtown. That's free.
Okay.
And then I think there's another one like in the next town over, like an outdoor, right?
So do kids in Canada, do they still go outside and play? Stuff like that? Or are they all like video game zombies now too?
I don't know what's happening in the rural areas. And because I was not graced with the honor of having children, I don't know what's going on with the kids.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I assumed you saw them like when you're out on the job and stuff, and when you have to go
No,
into
I
people's
don't.
apartments.
No, I don't. So this apartment that I got here is used to be a retirement home.
Oh,
So most of the
older clientele.
people that live here, yeah, it's like I would say like 70% retirees. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with kids.
I feel
And,
like cheering or shouting hooray when I see kids actually playing outside nowadays.
well, I live near to a school, like an elementary school, and I see
Uh-huh.
them play baseball and stuff outside. Like the kids are in, because there's a couple of baseball diamonds nearby.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I see them do that. But I don't involve myself with kids. I don't want nobody to think like I'm
Oh,
trying to be interested in their kids or something.
yeah. No, I don't blame you at all.
I just stay in my adult world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't know. There was some teenagers at my martial arts gym, which has closed down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're not doing Muay Thai anymore?
So I stopped to heal up my shoulders. I told them I'm gonna take like a month off, go to the
Uh-huh.
normal gym, and then I'll come around and kick all you guys' ass. And they closed down, so I think they got scared.
That must be it.
Yeah. They're like,
Oh,
oh,
man,
shit.
that's a shame. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and there's a couple other gyms that do Muay Thai, but it's all the way. Like I have to drive like 20 minutes to the gym. Like it's just to go get my ass kicked by a bunch of teenagers and not recover from injuries for 5 months. Like it's not
Yeah.
really. I think I just have to accept. Like my goal was to get good enough so I can handle myself sparring. And I got
Uh-huh.
to there. The next level up would be a fight, which I don't think would be a responsible thing to do at my age.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's a hard one for me to accept, but I just cannot do I cannot do 1/4 of the stuff I used to do.
Yeah. Yeah. But in the book, the Paradox book there,
Uh-huh.
you do actually a really good job of describing training.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I could tell, like, okay, this guy has trained and has researched training. Like, it's actually it's got verisimilitude, which I know you like to go after.
Yeah.
On the training front there, I was like, okay, no, this guy knows this guy knows.
Good deal. Yeah.
There's no like
Yeah.
mystical stuff or like, like people, throwing people, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of that. Well, of course, it's a very personal book. The whole series is very personal for me. So I used a lot. I'd say probably 60% or more of the anecdotes are from personal experience.
yeah, I get that sense.
Yeah. So I used to be an amateur boxer, and of course I dabbled in martial arts when I had the money for it. Um, so, a lot of that went into it.
Yeah. What's your amateur boxing? Oh, what do they call it? Win loss.
The
There's
record?
a word for the record.
Okay, so I was 5-0 before I got too busy because I was trying to do that at the same time I was going to college, and I just got too busy and couldn't do my. And of course, I was balancing a girlfriend, a very needy. What do you call it?
Clingy.
Anyway, there's a specific word for it. That was
High
used.
maintenance.
Yeah,
Bitch.
well, let's just say high maintenance. So I was trying to balance all that together, and I was doing less and less road work, and I was getting to the gym less and less, and finally I said, I just can't do this.
Yeah.
So never really went
Yeah.
anywhere.
This fighting is not something you can do halfway.
Right, exactly. You have to be
Yeah.
totally committed to it.
Yeah.
I went into spar one time, and I had not been doing my road work, and it was like I was moving in slow motion,
Yeah.
and I got beat worse than I did in any actual fight, just because I
boxers
was out of
spar
gas
hard.
so fast. Yeah,
Like, the culture of boxing is they spar hard.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. And there's a lot of inner city kids at the gym where I was training, and I guess most of them did not know that when you spar, you're actually not trying to win a fight. Sparring is all about learning techniques and getting your reflexes set, and adapting to other fighters' different style and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of them didn't know that, and
Sparring is
like-
learning.
yeah,
Yeah. I never got into a situation. So Muay Thai sparring culture is they spar light, because in Thailand, they start very young, and they kind of see it like as a potential job, right? And they'll
okay.
they'll have like triple digit fights. They're like they fight a lot, right? So when they spar, it's frowned upon to spar hard because they reserve the hard stuff because they fight so much, right?
yeah,
So the culture in Muay Thai is is touch sparring for the most part, or 50% strength. And I never got into a situation where I had to either stop the sparring session or in one way or another. I had this one kid who's just throwing spinning kicks and axe kicks and stuff, and I told him, dude, you're gonna put me down with that shit. Like, that's what are you doing? Like, we're here to practice. And then I just stopped sparring with him. And it's not like I can't handle it. I can clinch him and knee him and put him down. But it's like, yeah, great. Yeah, I'm gonna put like a 15-year-old kid down. Like that'll
Right,
be great
yeah.
for me. Like,
That's tough because once I was long before I ever heard of mixed martial arts or the UFC or any of that stuff. It was pretty cool. There was a sparring class, I guess you'd call it, that I went to regularly, and I got to spar with people from all kinds of different disciplines, all kinds of different arts, and the sensei would tell us, let's he'd start us out about 40%, and then tell us to get up to 70%. He'd never really go beyond that.
no.
And most of the guys would would obey that. But there were a couple guys who wanted to mix it up, like that. They didn't even do the 40%, And so it was a great experience. I had a lot of fun there, and I was mostly a Western boxer, although I had done some Shorin Ryu, can't even pronounce it, and some Sansu. Um, but it was, I just loved the contrast of styles. And also that movie, it came out somewhat before that. What was it called? It was a Jean-Claude Van Damme was in it. Bloodsport.
Yeah, that's a good one. I remember watching that one.
Yeah, the Kumite, and that was, I like that because you got to see a contrast of all different styles there too.
Yeah.
That's why I really loved the UFC when it started, because you could see them in their pure form before everybody got cross trained.
Yeah, yeah. I remember I watched that. That was a series of movies where I would go visit my brother in the city, and like he just initiated me into like R-rated movies. Watched like Terminator, RoboCop, Bloodsport, and all this stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones that I watched. The original Predator,
Yeah.
Terminator, Terminator 2. Yeah.
Alien. So many. Darkman. You remember that one?
I did. You know what? I saw that. So I had some money to spend then, so I went and saw that one like 2 or 3 times in the theater.
Yeah, that was a cool movie. It's basically a superhero movie in a way.
A what?
It's kind of a superhero movie.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how I saw it. It was very
Yeah.
similar to something that I wanted to do. So
He gets his powers.
yeah, I actually had to watch it again because it's been so. It's strange. A movie I liked enough to watch multiple times, and I've forgotten almost everything about it. So I should probably watch it again.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I can't even remember who's in it.
Yeah.
And there's a movie adaptation of The Shadow made, within a few years of that, I think. And it was just really disappointing to me.
Directed by Sam Raimi.
Darkman?
Yeah, Darkman.
Okay.
Liam Neeson. Larry Drake. Francis McDormand. I do remember that cool scene on the bridge, like that climactic scene on the bridge.
Dang, I really have to watch it again. I'm totally drawing a blank. I don't remember anything about it.
All right, I'm gonna go use the washroom, and then we'll jump into this thing.
Okay, I'll do the same. Grab some water. Be right back.
Odyssey. Paid subscribers, thank you for your support. Actually, I'm going to pull that up. shout out to the paid subscribers this episode.
Sure.
We'll do it like the other way around, since like you're kind of steering the thing,
Okay.
you know, for the intro. You know what I mean?
Oh, all right. Are you ready to do that?
Yeah. And all I want to do is like, so go ahead and do the whole thing. Plug your thing, your crowdfund,
Uh-huh.
and we'll talk about it a little bit. And yeah, just go ahead and steer this thing.
Tell me something real quick, Ulysses, because
Yeah.
like on my computer, I see your screen is like almost full size, or it's square, and mine is like half the size of yours. So when I open it like that, can you see both pages?
Yeah,
Do it.
and if you, yeah,
Okay.
I can see both pages. If you, so right there, right where it is, it's
Uh-huh.
exactly in the center.
Oh, so should I scoot it over?
Well, when
This
you
way?
open it up, yeah, when you open it up, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
When you open it up, so like try opening the first page, whatever.
Okay.
So right, it's pretty much right dead center, right there.
So that's good, like it is here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hello, I'm Henry,
And I'm Ulysses.
and this is Comics Odyssey, which is different today because we're hosting off my brand new webcam. Before we get started, I want to remind you that I have a crowdfund coming up on Kickstarter, and I think Ulysses will put the links down below. It's a 108-page superhero epic in full color. I think it's unlike any other Cape comic you've seen, so I hope you all take time to check it out. And if you decide to back it, I'd be very grateful for that. Also, don't forget, Ulysses has Spirit Girl. Spirit Girl. His third issue of Spirit Girl is out, and he's working on number 4. So I think you can get at least 2 of them for free by going through his site. Maybe all 3 of them now.
Yeah, you can get all 3 and for free digitally at comicsodyssey.ca. And issue 5, I'm actually rebooting the title, and it is going to be renamed Spirit Girl.
As long as you give me credit. Spirit Goyle.
Spirit Girl.
All right, so Ulysses asked me if I wanted to do anything in particular, and I've been wanting to do something about Savage Tales for a long time. This is a publication where I found, I think it was like 87, 88 when I found one. I think they were still making them brand new, and I found one on a newsstand brand new, and I read it and I was blown away. So I had to go back and went to used bookstores and stuff and found all the ones up to that. So I think I have the full run now. Anyway, this one is issue number 1. It's an anthology. I call it maybe a men's adventure anthology magazine. And it's I wish it was still being made. I wish there was something like it I could find to this day. My very first anthology I published, my own, when I became an author, it was like I wanted it to be like a prose version of this. Only all the stories were by me. I didn't find anybody to collaborate with back then. But anyway, so there are some standalone stories, but it's also there are several serialized stories. And if you can see the editorial space filler there, I should talk about some of the people involved in this. So Jim Shooter was the editor-in-chief. Larry Hama was the editor, and you're going to see more of Larry Hama's fingerprints on a lot of this stuff that you will. And they had not the issue number 1, but you know Chuck Dixon's going to write some of the stories for them, and Archie Goodwin, John Severin, Will Junkuntz, Some names you might have, Doug Murray and Michael Golden, some names that some of you might recognize, but this forward is by Larry Hama, and I'll just read it for you real briefly because it does like sum up the attitude of this magazine. Here it is, the first issue ever of Savage Tales. Hope you like it, and if you don't, Sin Loy, to you and the cat that dragged you in. Larry Hama is a Vietnam veteran, so he picked up a lot of the French Vietnamese, which was still being used, when I was a young paratrooper. You won't find any superhero.
What does Loy mean?
Basically, up yours.
Oh, I figured, yeah.
Yeah. You won't find any superheroes in these pages. Our characters don't feel guilty about what they do. No long dissertations on philosophy either. What kind of jerk reads a comic book for philosophy? You want philosophy? Read Schopenhauer, Kierkegaard, and Proust. They wrote it good. Do you like distended, bitter diatribes on the subject of violence never solves anything? You're not going to like Savage Tales. Violence certainly does solve things. It solved Hitler, didn't it? What you get in this mag is straightforward adventure, rip-roaring action, and nifty historical stuff, with a few yachts thrown in for extra measure. The staff and I had a ball putting this book together, and we hope you have as much fun reading it. So right there, if they hadn't already grabbed me with, with the other stuff I saw in this, that right there would have made me turn the page and see, oh yeah, let's see if you can back that up.
Yeah, it's like basically it should be signed basically to Henry Brown. Yeah,
you're right. I agree.
I like that they figured out a way to just say, hey, this is what we're about. If you don't like it, then go read something else. We're not going to not be about this.
Yeah. And when I look at the cover, I'm not a fan of macho chicks or girl bosses or the strong female character or anything like that. So had I not seen a later edition and read the stories in it, this cover might have made me not open it up and look at it. But because I knew something about them already, and then I read this forward, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like perfect.
I love that cover. I believed in the original when it first published. When it published in a bag, and when you opened the bag, you could hear a screaming guitar solo play.
Yeah, pretty much you could, yeah. But when you look at it, it's like, watch, they got like some kind of midget mutant strapped to the front of a motorcycle. Yeah. And like she's riding this motorcycle with like chopper handlebars, but she's shooting looks like the barrel of a M1911 with her left hand. And then the other chick has an M60, and I don't even know what she's standing on, a saddlebag or something, or a sidecar.
It looks like a sidecar and possibly the seat, maybe another sidecar. I love this airbrushing. Like this looks like it should be on the side of someone's van.
Yeah, you're right. It should.
They're riding on a road of skulls and bones. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and check out the whatever the hood ornament or the headlight ornament up there. This is like nose art from a F-22 or something, or it should be. Oh, and she's got a katana strapped to the sidecar with a claymore mine right there. This chick has a boot knife. So if you look at the details, and boy, are they good with the details, some of these artists in here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was telling you before we started in the paid subscriber section, by the way, take up comicsodyssey.substack.com. Consider taking a paid subscription, $2.50 a month. It's permanently discounted. And you get extra preamble to our show. I was talking about like how I attempted to read this 3 times, and I got so distracted by the amazing art that I ended up not reading any stories. I just looked at the art for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, and speaking of that, the very first story in this magazine, in issue number 1, is Fifth to the First. It's the first story of Fifth to the First, which is a unit in the 1st Cavalry Division. It's a Vietnam narrative, and what jumped out at me, because a lot of this equipment that they're wearing we still had it. We still had this web gear, these ammo pouches, the canteens, the grenade carriers and stuff, the jungle boots. A lot of this was issued to me, so it was still in use. And so I just noticed how accurate everything is. The details on it. Look at that ammo pouch with the frag grenades on each side, and I could just go on forever. And when I think about, man, could I draw something like this? No, I wouldn't have the patience to do one panel.
Yeah. Well, Larry served in Vietnam. Larry Hama.
Yeah.
So if he's in this, like he's gonna know what he's talking about.
He does, obviously, and I didn't know anything about him at the time, but he won me over with this, for the most part. And something you'll see now, the art gets real cartoony in places. I'm going to try to remember to point that out. But there is kind of like a what does Scott McCloud call that? Does he call it iconic?
Masking.
Masking.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
so iconic,
because it's a little
iconic characters versus detailed backgrounds.
And you get a little bit of both, because the platoon leader here is pretty realistic. His facial features and the RTO. They just did a fantastic job on his face. It's all black and white, so most of everything is filled in with empty space. In other words, the default is white, but you can tell it's an African American character just because they did the details on the face so well.
Yeah.
But when you look at the gear, which is kind of, I guess we could tie it back to Tintin, because he does very realistic backgrounds, but kind of cartoonish characters.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, look at this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, there's so many amazing helicopters in this book and planes. It's like it's got a crazy amount of amazing helicopters.
You got the Hueys here with a little scout copter, and the Huey. Now, honestly, I got to where I could draw a Huey pretty good just out of memory, because there were still some Hueys being used when I was in, but I don't know. I could draw it so that you'd know what it was, but again, the detail here is beyond most of what I ever tried to do. And this is the story of a hero. I should probably read the opening. I get excited, Ulysses, so if you need to say something, just jump right in.
No,
I don't mean to talk over you or dominate or anything.
Don't worry about it.
But so he says, and look, there's an absence of caption boxes too. They just put the narration in a blank space in the panel. He says, I'm Roger Young, officer and gentleman, courtesy of Uncle Sugar. 6 months ago, I was in college worrying about my grades and my girl. Now I'm in the Nam worrying about the slicks getting here on time. Slicks is like slang for the choppers.
Okay.
And he goes into right here on this page at the top. What makes a hero? Hell, I don't know. I'm not here because I want to be. I got drafted just like everyone else. I'm only wearing this bar because I figured I could get out of KP that way. But I'll tell you, I knew a hero once. And this story, this introduction to Fifth to the First, is about a hero his last name is Santos. He's this guy right here. And you learn a little bit. This is why in a fairly short amount of time they give you a lot of they give you enough background details on these characters that you care about them by the time the story's over. And there's a scenario where they ambush the VC in the jungle. And here's one of the parts I referenced earlier. They get really, so these are some VC guerrillas, and they get very cartoonish here. Far more cartoonish than the figures that you see in close-up and medium close-up.
Right.
I mean, look at the eyes there. You know, that's something you'd expect to see in a Beetle Bailey or a Sad Sack cartoon. I don't know why they do that, but it is, and they're using a really light line there when they do that. Like,
I wonder if it's because like these guys, they've dehumanized them, so they're not really look like specific people or something. I don't know.
It could be exactly that, for all I know. I wish I had a chance. I'd love to sit down and talk to these guys, you know, if I could ever find them at the same convention or something, and just pick their brain about what they did here.
It's
But you're going to
amazing.
see
Like
that a couple times. I'm sorry.
the ragtag group of individuals is such a classic American like story
Oh
story
yeah,
thing. And
yeah.
there's this guy I like to listen to, Jonathan Pajot. You're gonna hear me harp on this guy a lot on the blog eventually, but it's he's got such an interesting way of analyzing like the world, like the culture and narratives and stuff.
Uh huh.
He's a French Canadian. He was talking about how that ragtag ragtag group of soldiers taking on the bad guys is a uniquely uh, like it's a narrative that's uniquely post World War II, because
Oh
World
yeah.
War II was a lot about, we learned the dark side of unity,
Okay.
because the bad guy was a guy who wanted everything to be uniform and under the same, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
you know, the
interesting.
homogeneity, right?
Okay.
So he had like this one race that was correct, and we were going to unify everything, and we get rid of everything that doesn't fit into this one picture. So like unity became like a bad thing, right? So the good guys became a group of guys that don't fit with each other. They're all individuals, and they introduce it like this way at the beginning of this book. Just straight up first page, like,
Yeah.
I'm this guy. This guy is a different kind of guy, and then this
Right.
guy, he's kind of like a pastor or something, and you got this guy who's like from another race, and you got these two guys that are, they do drugs, and
Yeah.
like they're all, but they're all the good guys in one group. So
Mhm.
it became, diversity became a positive thing, as a response to the dark side of the unity, which was like the Third Reich stuff,
Yeah.
right?
You're right. No, I'm reading you 5 by 5 now. I understand what you're saying, and that's definitely true. I was um, initially I was thinking about the movies that were made during World War II, and in those, the trope there, it's the individual has to be straightened out and brought into line, so he becomes a member of the team, and pulls his own weight, and throws in and does his part for the greater good. But
Yeah.
like after in the post-war years, you're right. That is, we started celebrating diversity there.
Yeah, and then now we're seeing, we've played that out. So whatever we've played out now, we're seeing the dark side of that narrative, right? Where,
Yeah.
okay, so diversity is the ultimate good, therefore everyone must be accounted for, and so we have to set up systems of perfect, complete accounting of every single individual, which means total surveillance and you know what I mean? Like, it's,
Yeah.
so
Well, and
it's,
also, I don't know if you read Animal Farm, but
yeah,
also
I did.
it's like some of them are more diverse than others.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like, because diversity became a code term, like with all the DEI stuff down here. It became a code term for no white heterosexual men allowed.
Yes, yes, like that Black Panther won an award for being the most diverse cast, but
Yeah. Yeah, actually, they're all one race and no one else is allowed.
Yeah.
Very, very diverse, extremely diverse. Yeah.
Anyway, it's just when I saw this, I was like, because I had recently listened to Jonathan Pajot kind of talk about this, the collapse of the World War II, the post World War II narrative,
Mhm.
and I was like, this is neck deep in that, in that narrative, right? It's a perfect example of that cultural phenomenon we've been living through.
Actually, so it sounds very interesting, actually. So I'd like to, and of course, you know me. As you were talking, as you were explaining this, I'm comparing it to what I've learned in generational theory.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It's how we learn and compare notes. Anyway, carry on. Sorry, I did a little bit of a sidetrack.
No, no, I probably spent too much time on that. It's just it made such an impression on me. This one's an aviation adventure, and so I like those. And it's not only that, but it's a post-apocalyptic aviation adventure. So I really dig the concept here.
It's incredible. I mean, that first page where they're flying over the landscape, and you see planes. There's three. That's one thing I've been trying to do with my art is like always have foreground, midground, background.
Okay.
So like to have that depth, and you have like the foreground, which is like these planes in the high contrast, like very very heavy blacks, which draws
Right.
your attention.
Yeah.
And puts you in the seat of those planes. But like the midground is planes flying parallel to the ground towards which the viewer is pointed.
Yeah.
It's such a sense of vertigo and height, and then you see all the little patchwork quilt and of like farmland and stuff. And
Yeah, which is what it looks like when you're up high. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also what they're doing
I
here.
suppose you know, being a paratrooper.
Yeah. Yeah. But something they're doing here, it's a very cinematic shot, in my opinion.
It's
Because
crazy.
if you watch movies, especially the old World War II movies or movies about the Korean War with fighter pilots, and actually I've seen this happen in real life. It is so cool the way they're flying in formation. Oh, there I am. And one will peel off. They'll wing over like that, and then dive down to attack. Then the next one does it. Then the next one does it. And they've approximated that. I think that's what they're doing here in this shot.
Wow, that's amazing. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
It's
I love
just
those old planes.
beautiful.
Like there was a guy in my neighborhood across the street who moved away, and he was like an English guy, and I grew up in a French village. So, but my dad, like people didn't really know him because he wasn't in the Acadian thing, but my dad had an English dad, so he was interested in the guy, and he got to know him, and his dream was to build a plane. And
Oh, okay.
when he moved away, he gave Dad all of his plane magazines, and he had boxes of them, and I remember I would sit there in the barn where Dad stuffed him there. He wasn't going to build a plane, just looking at designs of planes, and I remember seeing a lot of them that had that wire across. I don't know what that wire is for, but
It was used a lot in these old biplanes. It was like,
okay.
because the frames were made of wood, it wasn't aluminum. It was wood with canvas stretched over
So
it.
that just turns the rudder or whatever it is in the back?
Oh, you mean this one?
A
A lot of the wires. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the wires. What do the wires do?
Like here. These are for stabilization. They're like, they had to
Oh.
it's for structural strength because the materials weren't as strong as like later when they started using aluminum.
Oh, no, I mean like on that first page when they're pointing down there. Like the wire that goes from the cockpit to like the back rudder. I don't know what
This
the
one
name
here?
is. Hang on. No. Which one? Yeah, that stuff.
This one? Yeah, so I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what that's for.
Okay. Anyway, I remember seeing. I just got fascinated with all the different plane designs, and this reminds me of that. I love like the different designs of planes in this story.
Yeah, me too. That's a hobby I could really get into if I was somebody with a lot of money.
Oh, this wide panel page, which crescendos the guy getting shot there. It's so well done.
Ain't it though? We got. By the way, there's a there's a crop duster who comes out here, and I see him crop dusting on other people's property nearby me, and he is a hot dog pilot. That guy. He just, you can know he's having all the fun in the world up there. The aerobatics he puts his plane through, which he doesn't have to do. You know, he's just doing because he's having fun in between spraying the chemicals. You know. But
My
makes
town
me jealous.
has an air show every summer, and I have access to the roofs of my buildings. It's not a high building, but it does give me a 360 view of them flying around the valleys. It's really fun.
You're right. This is a brilliant sequence, and I love this one here because you got this exotic locale. They're actually in Latin America is where they are, and you can the way they did the vegetation here again, and they kind of framed it so that you got the two star planes, I guess you'd call them, are framed by the environment that way.
Well, there's a third one. If you see between that, like that's framed by that branch on
the same page.
The top third of that frame that you were pointing out.
Okay.
There's another small little plane there behind. It's just
not that one.
Behind that tree. Let me see here. Yeah.
Oh, I see it. It's right there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a reward if you spend time to really look at these panels. You get little rewards.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
And I love the smoke, the way he used ink wash to do that smoke. I still trying to figure out how to do that effect in ink wash.
And then here's one of those things that Larry Hama said they're not going to apologize for. See the bullets going in through the fuselage and through his head and then out his goggles.
Yeah.
And then ricocheting off his windshield frame.
Oh, yeah, that's a good detail. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, these guys are really good at drawing.
Aren't they, though?
Every page is a world. Every page is a world.
Again, here I love the contrast of the technology. I mean, it's old technology. Obviously, it's like 100 years old or more now. But it is technology and contrasted with this kind of primitive background.
Yeah, they did a really good job in that mountain bottom right panel, with like under that chick there.
Here?
No,
here?
no, the other page. Facing page. Yeah.
Oh, right here. I got you.
Yeah. You got this big, huge peak of a mountain, but you got 3 small planes flying in front of it. It really creates like the sense of scale.
Yeah, for sure. It shows you how. And by the way, if you've never been up, even the old World War I, biplanes, those things are a lot bigger than you assume. It's not until you get up next to them you realize how big they are. And like here, they're like tiny little toys compared to this unusually steep mountain. And this is the wreck, the guy who got shot down. And like it's already, the jungle's already encroaching on his plane here, seems like. Caramba. They get into it with some jets. There's just so much potentially fun stuff here.
The balance of the blacks and the whites is really impressive.
They really use that to great effect here, don't they?
Yeah, and if you look at the in that page you were pointing out, the bottom 2 left panels, the two vertical panels there. No, the other side.
This side?
No, what you were showing, the next 2 panels next to it. The ones you're touching with your right hand there.
Okay.
Yeah. No. That middle panel and then the other one.
This one and this one, right?
No, there's 3 along the bottom there.
You
touch, that one, and then the next one.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
That one and this
so
one.
they're both in a cave is supposed to be, right? So the first panel there, they put the background jet black. They just put black, right?
Right.
And that guy really pops out there. Then the second panel, they don't just go, okay, the cave is black. They contrast it by doing like very detailed hatch work, so that both panels don't bleed into one another because the cameras move to a different location in the cave.
Yeah. And there's
It's-
like reflections from the lanterns or something over here, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's just they put that effect there to show they're in a different part of the cave,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they
Yeah.
don't just assume, okay, because if you put black and next to black like that, it's like it's gonna look like those guys are side by side to the other guys in the other panel.
I see.
They differentiate it by doing that hatch work or whatever. That's how I see it anyway. It's
No, I think you've got a point.
so good.
It's a detail that, see, that's why I like having you look at this, because even though I'm fascinated, I'm in love with the art. You still think about it on a deeper level than I am.
Well, when I saw that, I was like, okay, because I've been doing that. Like, okay, black looks cool and high contrast is just like you just black it out. I was like, actually think about, the location and this, where your camera is and stuff. And it's good.
Right.
Because they're all three panels at the bottom there. They're all in the cave, but they all
Right.
have a different background to show they're in different, so that you're moving around the cave when you're. Anyway, I
Yeah.
might be overthinking this.
No, but I mean, as you said, if they had both been black, if they'd been both pitch black, I mean, she would have stood out. They'd have to do like a halo effect around her hair or something. But yeah, by the way they did it with the hatchwork here, they did make it obvious that you're looking at a different angle toward a different part of the cave.
Yeah.
And then here you got some hatchwork, but it's also, you see the contours of the cave.
Yeah,
Like-
the texture, yeah.
Yeah.
Every page here, like with that page with the jet that just blasts through those planes there.
Yeah.
It's, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece, right? And it's real minimalist. Like, I guess you're looking up from the ground up, so there's not much detail behind them.
And the original art sales must be through the roof for this art.
Oh yeah, and I don't collect art, and I might, pay for like a big poster of like this, like take the dialogue and the caption and stuff out, and just this picture with the people in the background and stuff. It'd make an awesome poster, in my opinion, even in black and white.
Well, there's some on Comic Art Fans. You can see some of these pages actually. The one with the across the Rio Grande.
Oh, okay. Really?
You can see some of the original art pages on Comic Art Fans. Yeah.
I didn't look into that. Okay. Well, and here's some almost Steranko psychedelic stuff on their map. But actually what those are, now you wouldn't see as much black on a topographical map, but you would see these shapes. So what we're looking at, there's a hilltop, valley, saddle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have looked at topographical maps because I have a mapping project that is coming up. So this is an interesting way of solving that.
Yeah. If you ever need help with are you planning to do some orienteering or something?
No, it's for my world building. I want to build. I've already
gotcha.
drawn the contours and stuff, but there's elevation, right?
Okay, yeah, that's what these are. So, like the definition of map they forced us to memorize was, it's a two-dimensional representation of the Earth's surface. So each of these each circle, or oval is like a different elevation.
Yeah. One of my best buddies. He's a geographer by trade.
Uh-huh.
So when it comes to like mapping stuff, I always give him a call and I'm like, dude, can you get on Zoom and help me with this map? And he's got so many good ideas. And
Cool. And this one, you can tell. Of course, we got some sound effects here, but you can tell that something's hitting the mountain hard enough to make the cave start to crumble in on them.
and they created depth with the sound effect. I've never seen that before.
You're right, they do. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah.
That's Nick Fury.
Yeah, the resemblance is pretty strong, isn't it?
Yeah, especially in the next page.
Especially here where he's got the crew
Yeah.
cut or the flat top or whatever.
Yeah. And even like, I bet you they're trying to do that because that jacket he's wearing in the first panel there
Uh-huh.
really looks like Nick Fury.
Oh, you know what? Let me flip back to Fit to the First real quick. Because he even says, like when he's done introducing the guys in his squad, all in all, this ain't Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos. No heroes here. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to imagine all these guys that worked at Marvel were probably well versed in the before Marvel, got on the superhero kick, before it was Marvel,
Yeah.
and they did, war comics, westerns, horror, romance. And these nighttime scenes I love that you see half the plane silhouetted by the moon, and then you see this vegetation here where like up here it looks like it's illuminated by something, but down here it goes in front of the moon and it turns completely black.
The command of black and white here is, wow,
Yeah.
aspirational.
Look at this. Like, this is like a busted down palm tree or some kind of tropical tree, and you can see the layers of it.
Yeah.
That's something the average reader probably wouldn't spend even half a second, just glimpsing at it. But they
Yeah,
took the time
yeah.
to do that detail.
It's yeah, I feel like a lot of this is working off of photo reference. I don't know how you can draw a plane like that accurate and not have extensive photo reference.
You're probably right. You're probably right. The more I learn about the making of comics, the more I think a lot of the best art came from photo references.
Yeah.
And speaking of the black and white, the way the stark shading here is, it's almost film noirish.
Mm-hmm. This is, yeah, man, if you can be this good at black and white, do black and white.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just the color, it just would just wash all this out.
I'm telling you, so I think if and when I finally get a chance to do my my science fiction graphic novel, it's basically an aviation adventure on a different planet in a different, in a galaxy far, far away. I don't think I want to do it in color. I think I want to do it like some of these.
Hopefully by that time I'm this good and I can draw that book.
Oh, dude, if you want to do it, heck yeah. Like, if that interests you, we should definitely do that.
Well, it interests me. I don't think I'm good enough yet.
You're getting there. I think you're getting there fast.
Okay. Well, hopefully I get there.
And plus, you got your own style. I wouldn't expect that you'd have to duplicate the style of any of these people.
Yeah, you'd be disappointed if you expected that.
Oh, but look at this, man. Avengers. This is one of those one-off stories. Okay, I mentioned they had some one-offs. And good grief, the style of it. Oh.
This one is like amazing use of screen tone. Like all that gray
Yeah.
stuff. As I understand it, I don't see how else they could have done it. Is it comes in adhesive sheets.
Oh,
that
really?
They stick they stick over it, and then they cut out the parts they don't want to expose the drawing again, and then they use like the blade to scratch out pieces
okay.
and to leave the dots behind. And I've experimented with it, and it is tedious and difficult and hard to make look good. And these guys, whew.
Yeah, so much work went into this. And
Yeah.
Severin, I guess that's Dan Severin? John Severin, sorry. John Severin has been drawing the best tough guy action comics in the world since the days of Two-Fisted Tales. The man is a legend. What more can I say? Yeah.
This guy just walks in and starts shooting people. You have no idea what's going on. He's just some guy coming in and just blasting them away.
Yeah, and then the story is told in flashback. Actually, a flashback within a flashback. Kind of. Yeah, it's a retro, so this takes place in 1955. And then it flashbacks to during the war, during World War II. And the look, they've made some really good choices, I think, making it look, retro,
Yeah.
classic. Yeah.
So good. It's got a slightly Robert Crumb look, just very slightly in the
You think so?
sense. Yeah, that a lot of little lines in the rendering, the way they do like the rounded contours. It's got I feel like it's got a little piece of that. I bet you Robert Crumb like read stuff like this and learned off of these sorts of books.
Could be. And maybe they read some of him and it influenced them as well. They being John Severin, I guess. The weight. See, and this is another thing too. I didn't get to the point where I could draw a face with that looked this good. And then and I could duplicate it from panel to panel. I didn't get to that point because mine were still. There was one time when I did a Soviet general, and I took a whole lot of time and concentrated on shading and stuff, and I did make it look good, but now could I have duplicated it with the same shape of the nose and the same cheekbones and stuff every time?
So
Probably
hard.
not. Yeah.
It's so difficult. That's what I'm trying to like really pay attention to this book. I don't think I got it yet, but I'm getting better.
Yeah, the simplest way you could show an explosion. Well, I mean, they've been using techniques like this in comics going way back, but man, it definitely gets the point across.
Boom.
Yeah, they used the French spelling of the onomatopoeia. Apparently, it's not boom, it's boom. I guess.
Boom. Boom.
Boom. Almost Italian, actually. The
They're
action
walking
pose
around
there.
in the water there. Oh, sorry.
No problem. Did
No,
I go
go
too
ahead.
far?
No.
Look, I'm just curious. To me, I look at this and I know exactly what this guy's doing. Just at a glimpse, you know what he's doing, right?
Hang on. I'm lost.
Oh, sorry.
What's the page number? I got lost here.
It is page number 34.
34. Okay, sorry. I went too far. Top left?
Top right, on the left-hand page. Right here with poing,
but
boing, poing. This guy right here.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was looking. Yeah. Pwing. The guy in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's throwing like it's not. It's like a grenade. It's like an explosive.
Exactly. Okay, I thought anybody could recognize it because it's done so well. It's a German-style potato masher grenade, which the Viet Cong did, or the Viet Cong did use.
I didn't know like what kind or whatever, but I knew I'd seen that kind of explosive before.
Yeah. So I could spend a lot of. Oh, okay. This is the one you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that water's almost black.
Feels like nighttime.
You can almost feel the mosquitoes biting you as they go across the creek.
Yeah.
there's so much good art here. I mean, you could spend a whole lot of time on it. Just
I know.
just taking it in. And every issue was like this.
It's crazy.
Every
How many
issue
issues
just had
did
this.
this go?
Let's see, I've got, and I think I have the entire run. So let me see what the last one I
Wow.
have is. It didn't
all
last
stuff
long.
Like all war stories?
No. There's westerns, there's wars, there's prohibition, gangster stuff. There's,
Okay.
like I said, aviation adventure. There's some fantasy / historical. So I think there's only 8 issues of this made. That's the last
Wow.
one I have.
That's a great collection.
It's a shame because the guy who did Blood and Guts, Junkatz, something like that, he died, and from internet rumors or internet the old bulletin boards, when I asked about it, someone said that after he died, they decided they couldn't go on with the title
Wait.
anymore.
This guy's no. This guy's what? This guy's name is Will Youngcunt?
I wasn't going to pronounce it that way.
What? How is that guy's name?
I believe
Are
it's
we being
Junkunz.
trolled? We're being trolled from the grave here?
It could be, yeah. But so this is the first one of Blood and Gut, the first episode of Blood and Guts.
That's the Youngcunt guy.
Yes.
Blood, a pizza? A pizza?
She wants me to get her a dad blame pizza. Now you don't know anything about the setting yet,
I know.
but
It looks like a
And here you
some
get
kind
to-
of like aluminum shack or something.
yeah, corrugated metal.
Yeah.
Corrugated metal, and you see the vague outline of a vehicle there, but you can't see much else. So it could just be, like a typical urban scene from this page here, but you flip it over here and you're like, oh, what is this, a Hooverville? And then you think, oh,
Yeah.
oh. And then you start
Like-
gradually, as it goes on, you realize they're in a post-apocalyptic Los Angeles, I think it is.
Everything's blown out. The street lamps are
Yeah.
yeah.
And we don't, so Youngcunt, he died before, before we knew all the backstory, how this group came together and everything. But it's really interesting because you see Blood is this big African American with a scar across his face, and he's fairly muscular and everything. And this is his wife / girlfriend, and I'm not sure. I don't know if we ever learned about who she was or where she came from. But this is Guts, if I remember right. They call him Guts. And you're going to see in, maybe not this episode, but in one of the episodes, you're going to see they show his forearm. And of course, he's a skinny old guy. And this was made in the mid to late 80s. Or this one was made in the mid 80s. But you get a glimpse of his forearm in a panel, that we haven't seen yet. And you see numbers tattooed on his forearm. And you realize, this guy's a concentration camp survivor.
Ah.
So I really wish that he had lived to give the backstory on how they came together. But it's still just a really cool scenario. And then now you're going to see cinematically what they call this is cross-cutting, because they're showing him and all the fighting and stuff he has to do to survive, and they keep cutting back to, shots of part of this vehicle, and you see some shoes behind it there, and you're going to see more shots of that as he's going through this post-apocalyptic hellscape. And see, here's another one. You just heard a door slam. So they're cross-cutting like in a movie, which can be a very powerful technique to build suspense, to build tension. And then here they are again.
It's cutting in from a different scene.
Right. Yeah, cross-cutting.
Over top. Yeah.
And here you see the engine started, and you're starting to see the outline of the car. Hey, this isn't like a car from the 80s. This is going way back. This is a classic.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of it's comical, like this young boy that pulls a revolver on him. He's just like bonk on the top of his head.
Yeah.
And then here, notice this. So, does this remind you of anything from Tintin, maybe?
Yeah, there's a name for that. I always forget. Triptych.
Triptych?
Yeah, so where you got 3 panels to make up one image.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's the triptych. If it's more panels, they call it polyptych.
Huh. Okay. I'm probably going to forget that, but it's interesting that it has a name. I need to remember it so that I can, like, use the right word when I run into it.
Yeah, triptych.
You're getting more and more details about the car now. So, I'm sorry, it's not a Bel Air, it's a Fairlane. So this is a Ford. But it's got white walls, which is, and yet it's got zoomy headers. This makes you think. So it's modified, it's high performance, and yet they got some real anachronistic original stuff left on it. And you see the scar, he goes around the back of his head. And these are like mutant zombies or something. I guess, radiation, turn them into mutants or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure enough, it's a Fairlane. Okay, boy, did I remember that wrong. The overpass here, like a big chunk taken out of it.
God, guns, and guts made this country great. That's a good bumper sticker to put over a bumper sticker of Disneyland.
Yes, agree. Yeah. In fact, I may have it tattooed on my forehead.
Oh, goodness.
Probably not. At one point I might have done that. And now you see it's supercharged.
Yeah,
And it's got it's got the Yo Mama text on the front quarter panel.
Why? I don't see that.
Right here.
Oh, Yo Mama. Oh, I have. Okay.
Yeah. Like mutants coming up out of the manhole covers. They're like he's surrounded by hordes and hordes of them. And he's still pissed off that his old lady kept asking for pizza or hinting that he should go get a pizza.
Yeah.
You got to wonder, where's he going to find a pizza in this place,
Yeah.
And here he's still talking, I swear, for such a skinny chick, she sure eats like a pig.
Completely surrounded by zombies there.
Yeah.
That looks
Oh,
cool.
it's riding me about my education.
Education. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of humorous, the sounds coming out of these mutant zombies too. Gloof, nick, nugherg. And he's had it. Tired of being pushed around. And now his back is to the wall. They've got him cornered. One of them's got a pistol, so one of them can think enough to know what a weapon is.
Yeah.
But we keep cutting back to the cavalry coming.
Yeah.
And they mow him down wholesale. Yeah. And he's got a 50 cal mounted on the back of the shoebox Ford. When you gonna learn to take the car?
I thought they were gonna run him over, but that's kind of a bit of a surprise that he comes out with whatever kind of gun that is.
This was like off the wall and it's brutal, and it was just right up my alley.
Yeah.
And still
fun.
is. Yeah. And you mentioned Across the Rio Grande, so
Yeah.
it's a Western, and this is a one-off too. I don't think we see these characters again in another story, but it's not your typical Western. It's this army officer with some Apache scouts is on the tail of an outlaw, and like this is one of those. Who did this? Don Krar did the story. There's almost no good people. Like his scouts, he can count on them. But
So
this
it's like
this guy's a
grimdark.
dirtbag, huh?
so it's a grimdark story.
It is actually. It is kind of grimdark. And this is the deserter he's looking for, and this is another one with him, and he's gonna take his man back by come hell or high water.
Do a great job with screen tones in this one too, man. It's amazing.
And again, it's got kind of a retro look, right? Like takes you back to the early 1900s or something in Mexico. It does me anyway. That's what I think of. I think it fits really well. And believe it or not,
they do the panels like that, like kind of slanted. I don't know if it's meant to be a storytelling thing or just add visual interest.
I don't know. I would ask you that question because I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'd have to read the story there, like to be specifically like to kind of understand what they're doing.
It's so like I'm tempted to think it's similar to, and I'm probably wrong about this, but when you think of the old Batman TV show, Batman '66, how every time they did a scene with villains, the camera was in Dutch tilt.
Oh.
And like so, they're showing how crooked the bad guys are. And almost everybody in the story is crooked, so maybe it's that simple? I don't know.
Okay. Could be.
And believe it or not, before I stopped drawing, I could draw a horse pretty well. But if I tried to do it now, I don't know. And this is a simple front-on shot of the horses, but still looks pretty good. They capture the motion pretty well. This guy's hair blowing back from the wind. What hair he has.
Like every time, like when they're wearing the cowboy hat and they put the screen tone that wraps around the nose there.
Like right here?
Yep, yeah, and at the bottom there too.
Oh yeah, this one is even more obvious.
So it's just really gives you the everything else is like in white, but it really makes it feel like harsh sun.
Yeah, and the beads of sweat help with that too. I've been in this position so many times, I can like feel the wet hat band on my forehead when I look at it. In fact, I've already had a few days like that already this year. And this guy is like, again, look at in very minimalist lines, they made such a distinctive face here.
Do you wear a cowboy hat around? What?
No, but I have an actual Mexican sombrero. Like and I wear it like when it's really hot outside because it keeps my head in the shade somewhat.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still hot, and my sweat soaks into the hat band and stuff. It's all dirty and stuff now, but I mean, it does its job.
I have a wide-brimmed Tilly hat that I use for working around the yard and stuff.
What kind of hat?
Tilly, Tilley. It's like a hiking hat.
Huh. I've probably seen it before. I just don't know it by that name. What you really need is a pith helmet.
A pith helmet?
Yeah. Just kidding. I don't know why. You don't know what it is?
No.
It's like the British when they were stationed in tropical areas. You know, when they had a bunch of colonies overseas, and when they went on safari and stuff, they wore these pith helmets. You'd recognize it if you saw it.
Yeah. I just looked it up. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Okay.
British.
Here's that shade under the eyes again too, or shade under the hat brim with the beads of sweat. It's how do we say it? Visceral. And so he drags this guy back to
the guts. That's what viscera is. The guts, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because when you eviscerate somebody, it's all the same root word, the guts. You got a pin up there about biker dude.
This is really super cool. That looks like some kind of science fiction pistol right there with a shoulder brace on it. But he's got a Harley. It looks like maybe another post-apocalyptic scenario, which
Man.
I think there's a lot of potential in that genre. It doesn't have to be grimdark, in my opinion. I love the Road Warrior, which people on Substack were talking about today, and me as well. So that's issue 1, but I mean,
Nice.
there's that, and there's this one, like a typical Vietnam scenario. Well, not typical, because he's got a nurse or some kind of female along with him. In that scenario, so it's the covers somewhat. They like to go with these babes with guns covers, but the covers give you a hint, at least, that there's so many different genres represented in these magazines.
How does this go 8 issues and some trash, stupid, dumb book goes like 85 issues?
I know, right?
I don't understand. Like, somebody explain it to me.
I can't, and that's why I was heartbroken when they stopped this. I was like, so, and actually that leads me to something. I'll show you. I'll keep showing these covers here.
Bro, email me your address. You need some better bags and boards than that, bro. What are you doing? This is,
I found what I
borderline
could.
Sin.
I know, right? Oh, this character was introduced later in the series. Like this, I'm not sure if this was the first one where he showed up. It's like second to the last one that I have. But it's this like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, you know,
Those biceps.
loner hero guy. But he's got his little daughter that he takes around with him everywhere, and she's holding a grenade here on the cover. Oh, and his name is T. Bane. I wonder, I can't remember when Dixon created the Bane character. But, I mean, I know it's a word. It means like something that's...
A problem.
Yeah.
A
And then here's
problem.
issue 8. And shame on me, look at that. So it got damaged somewhere. I don't know if I got it that way or if it happened while I was trying to rescue my comics from the flood. But, so she's halo jumping out of I'm not sure what aircraft this is supposed to be. But of course, all around Fort Bragg, you saw images like this everywhere.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, like as an epilogue, and we can look inside any of these you want if we have time. But I did want to mention this because this book, I bought this my very first crowdfund. Well, my very first crowdfund was when Archaven was on Indiegogo, and they completely funded, and I was a backer, and after they completely funded, they got canceled. So this was my second ever crowdfund, because when I heard the word crowdfund, I always thought about, you know, GoFundMe and all these you know, charity crowdfunds. Someone raising money to pay for their wedding or something. So I didn't realize I was totally ignorant about it. So anyway, this was only my second attempt to do one, and I got it because it appealed to me in so many ways. First of all, the title, giant-sized two-fisted manly tales. How can you go wrong with that? And then if you look at the layout here, the graphic design, it's so much like the old Marvel tabloid-sized specials.
Yeah.
You know, so that got my attention. And of course, I knew, you know, Mike Barron and Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan, you know, guys you've heard of, did this. And I was thinking, yes, this is awesome. Maybe this will be like Savage Tales, only in color. And then I bought it. I bought 2 versions for some reason. There was an alternate cover that I also bought. Which I should probably sell on eBay or something. But I was just pretty disappointed with it. It didn't, the artwork's great. But I just didn't get invested in the characters or anything. They didn't capture the magic that Savage Tales did for me, in my opinion.
Well, it's It's a tall order, man. Those are amazing books.
It is, yeah, you're right. But I could do it if I had all the time in the world.
What kind of ads are on the back?
Oh, let's see. AXA, your next adventure is ready. See, and I never even saw one of these. It says, we have rugged barbarians, bold knights, dashing women, dangerous situations in store for you.
Okay, so it's like more books, like other books.
Yeah, well, maybe another anthology magazine?
Okay.
I don't know. But it's got some Will Eisner books here on sale. They're advertising.
So
American
advertising
flag graphic
books.
novel. I have some of the original American flags, like the floppies. Stephen King, Cycle of the Werewolf. Beowulf graphic novel. So then this was, I think, 85. This was 85, so this stuff was available then. But I've never seen it. If I could go back now and had more money to buy stuff, there's so much I would like to get from back
What's
then.
this pistol? Are they selling a pistol or something?
This one?
Yeah.
That's advertising American flag. You know, the Howard Chaykin?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
It's all
just, I
books.
don't know why they put that in there. And here they got a sword, for the Beowulf graphic novel.
Okay.
And
Gotcha. Pretty
Prince
interesting
Valiant.
stuff, man. This is a great pick. Amazing pick.
yeah, glad you like
Yeah.
it, man. This is so I'm so stoked about this magazine. Every so often I go back and reread them, after I've spent enough time that I forgot everything. I don't
I've never
remember
heard
everything.
of this. I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, it's a shame because it was such a short run. It had such potential. Man, they could have, if they never got woke or anything, I would have kept buying. I'd still be buying it. I'd be their most loyal fan to this
Yeah.
day.
Savage Tales. That's electric guitar. That's what I hear.
Well, yeah, you kind of get that feel, don't you?
The whole thing,
Yeah.
man. It's like screaming guitar solo.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Love it. Oh, and that first story, Fit to the First. I've
Yeah.
heard this. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that the comic book, the Nam, came about because this was so popular, and they stopped making these magazines. So they said,
I'm gonna have to dig around, see what happened with this book. What's the story? Why it got canceled and all that.
yeah, that would be interesting. I actually should have done that, really, but yeah, I'd like to know the inside baseball on that.
Yeah.
And when you see Chuck Dixon's name on here, I think he was still going by Charles Dixon or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right. Let's wrap this one up. Thanks everybody for joining us. That was a great one. Excellent pick, Henry.
thank you.
See you in the next one. God bless.
Night night, y'all.